Hello and welcome. It's the Talkin really. It's a very interesting story, and I suspect that it's not true. So, why am I telling you? Well, the problem is that people pass around stories without doing any sort of research. So, a friend of mine passed around this graphic on social media, and of course, it had no context at all. But I did a little bit of research on it, and I found that this actually coming from a website called Real Raw News. It doesn't sound like it could be anything other than a spoof sort of false news story. If it is true, then surely we should be able to find other publications with the same story. But it's highly unlikely that you will. We'll try it and see. At the moment, have a look at the actual website. This is Real Raw News. Marines arrest a WHO official. Yeah. So WHO, you know who. This is the World Health Organization, not the band. And the story, if we look at this, we can do a search and see if it comes up. And what you'll find is, now, this is the only one. This was 21 of January. That was Marines. And of course, fact check, well, it does not look good when there's a fact check. However, when you get the likes of Reuters and AP News involved, then it's likely that it is true because they are fact checkers, and fact checkers do not want you to know the truth. And if there was any sort of, I mean, even if you click on that and go into the story, you can see that this is obviously, you know, they're not going to give you the truth. But there's the original from Real Raw News, and then they're trying to say that this is actually, it's not true. So just with a little bit of due diligence, you're then left with the idea that it could be true, but is it true? And they tried to put in little snippets, right? The 1878 Act there, the military does not have the authority to arrest civilians. This act can be voided under certain circumstances. But if they were like citizens, then they could do citizen arrest. They could arrest him for that. However, what evidence do they have apart from the fact that he works for the WHO, and the WHO is a national organisation? I mean, obviously, a Google search will give you the same sort of outcome. So, I mean, it basically, Real Raw News, it contains humour, parody and satire, and that actually is on their website. It is difficult to believe. The point I'm trying to make is that people are spreading this stuff, and whilst this one does seem to be false with a little bit of hint of truth in it, it's very difficult to substantiate. I think for the moment we can disregard this story. That's like we had the story about Albert Bourla being arrested. That was a year and a half ago, by the way. I mean, it's done me good because it gave me a load of clicks, but apart from that, it wasn't true. So please be careful what you spread, because the problem is if you're spreading false information, as I said many times, if you're spreading false information, they're just going to use that against you, and they're going to say, well, you're spreading misinformation, blah blah blah. We're going to restrict your access. We're going to, we're going to bring in laws that will stop you from doing it. So I do really strongly suggest a lot of research and try and go and find out if it's true first. And if it's not true, or partly true, or even a little bit true, then don't run it. Don't spread it round. Just leave it. Anyway, that's it from me on this. Have a good day. Catch you later.